Hi there, this video chronicles my recent Trans-Lim hiking trip. The trip was 3 days and 2 nights, and here you can see us rearranging our backpacks, loading it onto the four-wheel drive.
For the ladies.
Sure not?
Yeah. Unless you don't count yourself as a lady, then
Just.
Kenji.
Once we loaded our backpacks onto the truck, so off we went to our starting point, which was the water treatment plant in Sungai Dara.
Bantu dah tak ada lah, cancel.
Tak ada dah? Ya.
Habis saya tu wipe out.
Oh, pasal yang
Kepala air.
Oh. Yalah. Previously, there used to be a gate at the trailhead, but a recent water surge phenomenon swept it away. So off we went. Our first destination would be Camp Lubuk Hantu, which is about 5 kilometers away from the trailhead. It would take us about 90 minutes to get there. Along the way to Lubuk Hantu, there were many makeshift bridges that allowed us to cross the small streams and rivers easily without getting our feet wet. Okay. Huh?
Water is shallow, Can we grab one or two?
Ayo. Oh, what happened to this place? Before long, I arrived at what used to be Camp Lubuk Hantu. Arif, the pickup driver, said earlier that there was a water surge recently that totally destroyed the campsite, and as you can see here, the damage was really devastating.
Wow,
there's a lot of rubble, there's a lot of debris and a lot of trash around, and I had to find my way to get to the other side so I can take a little bit of a breather. Lubuk Hantu used to be a very wide open space where people can just pitch tents and relax by the river. But unfortunately, after the water surge phenomenon, things do not look the same anymore.
Oh, that is the road by HPA last time.
Yeah.
Still there?
Yeah. Still there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Williams road. Yeah. Yeah, you can actually just cross it without getting yourself wet. Oh, nice. Check it out. I have a stowaway. Okay. To 7E, I walk with you all lah.
Huh?
I walk with you all lah. No, they are too fast. I really want to take my time going up to 7E.
Are you sure you want to walk?
Hey, just now it's like I tried to follow them, but they're like too fast. In the end, I ended up alone. You know, I don't like it. I don't like it. Oh yeah. You know. Yeah, walking alone to 7E to Lubuanto, I was like, hey, this is not a good idea. Remind me why I'm doing this again. Yeah. Oh boy. Kenapa aku buat benda ni?
As I was watching my teammates cross the river, I was moaning and groaning inside, and I was feeling all sorts of dread because I knew what was up ahead, okay? Because the elevation will change very, very drastically, and it is all the way up, no discount, all the way to the peak.
This is where the real work begins. 3 hours of all the way up to our next checkpoint. I wonder how many thousands of step ups I'm doing today. Fuck. Okay, there's an animal camera there, and I'm actually not supposed to be standing here, but
Animal, eh? No, animal. My face. No, go down. Oh, told him. Hotel dengan relax ke belakang.
Hotel kaki panjang. Dia laju. Saya tahu dia laju.
Bye.
regret or not?
Stay home.
What's the timing now? He said about 11, right? 11 something reach 7E. We are at 9:41. I think I make it lah. Contemplating, deliberating my life choices. Oh my god.
Nice, Monday to Friday, you're so stressed up, and then come here.
Really? I come here also, I stress. What are you talking about?
The suffering take away all the stress.
Oh,
Different stress inside out.
God.
That one outside in.
Oh.
Balance out mah.
Wow, how many breaks are you taking? Oh. Oh, my god. Whew. Wild fruits. Friends, tak ada discount. Oh.
So that was basically our modus operandi of that day. We hiked a little bit and then we rested a little bit. Rinse and repeat again and again all the way to the top.
I want to eat something.
It was super hot that day. There was no breeze whatsoever, and we were sweating like crazy. I mean, it's hard enough as it is to get up, but with no breeze to cool us down, we drank a lot of water, and my feet and my legs were starting to cramp very badly.
Wah, kena turun lagi, jauh ke? Oh, kejap eh. Kaki saya tengah krem ni. Teruk, betul, teruk. Oh my god. Fucking insane. It goes up and up and up.
We rested for about an hour at 7E, and after that we resumed our journey towards Gunung Liang. It became even more steeper from here on out, and aside from that, the trail became more technical. What I mean by technical in hiking terms, it means that the trail is not very clear cut as to just walk from point A to point B. Instead, you need to use your hands and feet. You need to scramble up, use your whole body strength to get to where you're going. So as you can see here, the way to the top, you need to really climb on your hands and feet. You have to climb on top of the tree roots, on top of logs, and you need to use a lot of energy to get to where you're going.
Okay.
At this point, my legs were cramping really badly, and I was running low on energy. But previously, I have submitted Liang 3 times before, and I knew at this point it would take somewhere between 40 to 30 minutes to reach to Liang's peak. So I held on and simply dragged my feet forward.
2, 3. Can't see anything because of the mist. And then they said that the camp is 3 hours from the peak.
It's going down, right?
Yeah, that's why I said it's going down a bit. I thought back there was the last one. And then there's more. Final push. I'm running out of energy already. Oh my god. Here's the road lah.
This one got small steps.
Really?
The road has a lot of big steps. And it's very...
Oh. Inilah baru final push. That wasn't it. This is the real one.
This would be the final push to the peak of Gunung Liang. At this point, I was hungry, I was tired, I was cramping all over. I just wanted to sit down, have my lunch, and relax for a bit.
1, 2, 3. Ah! I died 1,000 deaths, man.
Wow. First time I see you sweat. Usually you don't sweat.
Dead.
One mountain down, 2 more to go.
Foto tunggu dulu lah. Eat first lah.
Makan first.
Yes. 4th time.
Fourth time Liang.
Liang. And it
You love Liang.
never got any easier.
Group photo?
Gunung Liang consists of 2 peaks, the west and the east. The one that we initially arrived was the west peak, and now after we had our lunch, we proceeded on to the east peak of Gunung Liang. The east peak is not that far from the west, but you have to walk about 5 to 10 minutes through a very eerie and dark mossy forest.
Wide angle. 1, 2, 3.
Our destination for that day was Camp Pisang, and it would take us about 3 hours to get there from Gunung Liang East. At this point on, I was venturing into unfamiliar territory. Never ever in my wildest dreams would I ever imagine myself going beyond Gunung Liang, because getting up to Liang was hard enough as it is, and going beyond that at that time when I first climbed Liang was impossible for me, and here I was actually doing it.
Berapa? 1,5 jam lagi? Oh my god. Ingatkan lagi setengah jam ke? Rasanya dah jalan nak dekat 2 jam. Air tak ada.
The journey to Camp Pisang is an undulating dragon-back trail.
You guys saw Rahman behind?
No. Woo!
After walking for some time in the rain and through the darkness, we finally reached Camp Pisang.
Tidur dulu baru makan lah. Makan light snack dulu. You sure?
The space at Camp Pisang was really tight, and I tried my best to pitch my tent as best as I could. And here you see me making my dinner before I proceeded on to have my well-deserved sleep. Someone was already snoring in the background. That was how tired we all were.
I'm taking a video first.
I can see why it is called Camp Pisang. There's plenty of banana trees around here. The space at Camp Pisang is really tight. There were 8 of us and we had difficulty finding enough space to pitch our tents and our fly sheets. So once we have packed our things and broke camp, we proceeded to climb to the second mountain peak, which was Gunung Tumang, Batak. The first thing that hit me when I was ascending to the peak was how pristine and beautiful the trail was. I guess it's because this trail is rarely frequented by hikers, because this mountain is fairly remote and it would take many hours to reach here. The journey to Gunung Tumang Batak from Camp Pisang would take about an hour to 1.5 hours to get there, and after a good night's sleep, I found that the trail was manageable for me. There was no really steep ascent and the trail was not overly technical. I was actually enjoying the scenery, the pristineness of the trail. There was a slight breeze going on, and before long, I found myself on the peak of Gunung Tumang Batak.
Tak mau senyum dah. Tak ada senyuman dah. Tak mau. Woo! Finally made it lah.
Sorry, ni puncak tipu lah.
No, cannot be.
Salah puncak. Tumang Batak.
Tumang Batak.
Congrats.
Whoa! It's not 2082 lah.
Are they behind you?
Yeah. No, I think
Jauh sikit.
lah. Taking videos and stuff.
Seriously folks, I would never ever imagine, beyond my wildest dreams, that I would set foot on Gunung Tumang Batak, really. When I first climbed Gunung Liang 5 years ago, it was one of the hardest things that I ever done. And when I found out that there is a mountain beyond that called Tumang Batak, I thought to myself, man, only people who are crazy would even attempt to go there. Well, who's the crazy one now?
Oh, shooter. Shooter
can always first one.
Shooter. Tanker.
Yeah, I'm very.
I think I'm the tanker.
20.
I am the tanker. Always carry heavyweight one.
After spending about an hour on top of Gunung Tumang Batak, we proceeded to descend to our next checkpoint, which was Camp Dengko. One of the landmark of this trail is the Batu Berkepit, which is essentially 2 big boulders adjacent to each other with just enough space for hikers to get through. Alright, so this is my attempt to get through in between the boulders. I slipped a little bit because it was pretty muddy in between, but I managed to get through the space. I just had to duck a little bit, and then towards the end I would have to climb this small embankment to get through.
Okay.
Batu kapit.
Batu kapit. Can lah. If I can lepas, you can lepas also. My bag is bigger than yours.
Avoid the mud. Selut. Banyak selut.
Duck a bit, duck a bit.
You're recording, is it?
Yeah, crouch, crouch, crouch. Okay. I know the feeling. Alright. Oi. Tak habis lagi ni batu kepit ni. Lonjak sikit. Oi.
Oh, very nice actually. Take photo from here.
Duh.
To get to Camp Dengko, we had to go through a downhill section, and the first part of that section is highly technical. And here you see Jasmine trying to get herself down by holding onto roots, onto vines. It is quite a steep drop, and it's not as easy as it looks.
Okay, carry on.
Who? And then?
I'm going to see the thing.
Alright. Damn. Wait, I want to take a video of Clement actually.
More the rope is like a string, it's not a rope.
Okay. This.
Duduk. You want to sit?
I sit there lah. Nice view. Mount. God, I don't know what mountain is this, huh?
Gunung apa?
What mountain is this?
GPS main nampak.
Open Peak Finder app.
After we were done with the technical downhill, the rest of the downhill section seemed pretty easy, and before long we were treated to a flat trail which went on for quite some time before we reached Camp Dengko. All in all, from Tumang, Batak, it took us about 3 hours with breaks in between to reach this camp. Our original plan was to spend the night on top of Gunung Chondong, Geliting, and for that we had to carry water from this camp to the peak.
Chondong Geliting is 188 something, right? We're going all the way up, right?
Yes.
It takes 3 hours. Elevation gain, elevation difference.
3 to 400.
3 hours, huh?
300 to 400 up.
Oh. Water source ni kat mana?
Ini kena masak. Kalau nak bersih jauh tak? 5 minit.
Ah.
10 minit tak?
Yang ni?
Yang ni tepi ni je. Tapi tak boleh minum direct.
Tak apa. Saya ada filter. Okay. Tepi ni je?
Tepi ni je.
Ah.
Masak je.
However, the guide made the decision for us to camp at Camp Dengko for the night so that we don't have to carry so much weight up to the peak. And the peak has very limited space that it couldn't accommodate all of us. All of us welcomed that decision, which would means that we could rest longer on the second day and we can start anew on the third and final day with fresh energy. If we were to proceed to Chondong Geliting as originally planned, we would have to hike in this rain while carrying an extra 2 to 3 kg of weight. So yes, we really welcome the very good decision from the guide.
Okay, so I have successfully set up my new tent with the ample space that we have here in Camp Denko, and my tent does not look like a saggy mess as it did last night. Awesome.
We started out pretty early on day 3 at around 5 a.m. Everyone had a very good rest and in high spirits. Today is the day when we will exit and return back home. It would take about 3 hours to reach to the third mountain, which is Gunung Chondong Geliting. However, we encountered something really terrifying on the way there.
Fuck, that's big. This is recent, yo.
The wind is in front of us. Dia tak boleh sense kita lah.
You don't leave me so far behind, huh? You see that? A big cat. Paw print. Walking the same trail as us. Shit. See that? Ooh, big one.
Yes, so we were not the only ones on the trail that day. Okay, there was a tiger somewhere along that trail as well. So we kept our ranks very close and we stuck together and we made sure that everyone was not left behind alone. The guide was tracking the paw prints and he said that at some point the tiger went off the trail and down into the ravine, so we were in the clear at the moment. The way up to Chondong Geliting will see us go through a bit of a mossy forest, and we had some very good viewpoints as well. So I would say that the decision by the guide to have us camp at Camp Denko was a very good decision indeed. Imagine what we would have missed when if we were to proceed to Chondong Geliting the night before. We would have missed on all this beautiful scenery.
Crawl cannot lah. My bag will not pass through. My butt. I see that a lot of people went through here. Yeah, there's a marking here. Aiyo. Okay, I'm good.
The ascent up to Gunung Chondong Geliting was not as steep as Liang. It was very manageable, and when I arrived there, at first I thought it was another false peak, and I was very pleasantly surprised that I arrived at the actual mountain peak.
I thought they're already there. Serious ah? Betul ke? Tak tipu. Are you serious? Ni false peak ke apa ni? Mana? Oh!
Dia kena naik atas sikit puncak dia.
Ingatkan false peak. Wah!
You nak lagi lah false peak?
Tak nak lah.
Cik, keputusan saya suruh tidur bawah.
Cantik. Tak ada space nak tidur langsung kat sini. Oh.
Itu semalam fikir lama je dengan ramai.
Ha.
Sebab dia kami kena kai. Siapa nak?
Tenaga pun baru lagi macam.
Aku tengah relax tadi. Kita habis apa?
We didn't spend a lot of time at the peak of Chondong Geliting, and after all the customary photos, we proceeded to go downhill. It would take us about 8 to 10 hours to reach the end point. Our next immediate checkpoint would be Camp Sungai Durian, which would be about 3 to 4 hours from the peak. You would think that by going downhill things would be easier, but on the third day most of us are exhausted and my knees were already in pain, so I was slowing down a lot, coupled with moments of low energy. Yes, I was really struggling to keep up with some of my teammates here.
Ooh. Liang is on the right and Tumang Batak is on the left. Man, we really walked pretty far.
There wasn't a lot of elevation loss during the first 2 hours of descent. Mainly, we stayed along a ridge, walked along paths of bamboos until suddenly the elevation changed pretty rapidly and it was a sharp descent all the way down to Sungai Durian. Mother. What the fuck? Bye. My knees are bruised. Teruk lah my knees. Bang both my knees.
Okay, good. Okay, turn.
Here, this is Sungai Durian, and we're supposed to cross that, huh? Fuck my life. Then how? Here. Yeah, never mind, you lead the way. strong lah, Kevin. Can you give me a hand? Hold my hand, not my wrist. 1, 2, 3. Oi, you also hold down. Are you okay? Okay.
We felt a sense of relief when we reached Sungai Durian. I was already hungry and I was very eager to cook myself a hot meal. And most of us, we haven't bathed for 3 days. Yeah, I know that's too much information, but that's how it is when you hike in remote jungles like this. So this was a very good opportunity to soak our tired feet and to take a very cool dip and re-energize ourselves for the last 3 hours in the forest before we exit. We had another river crossing in front of us, so we couldn't stay too long at Sungai Durian. We had to reach that crossing before dark. We encountered many animal tracks along our way out, including tiger tracks. So this trail is very active in wildlife. Please do not hike alone here.
Nice waterfall. Batak itu. Now got a lobster also you do. Not a single one.
There is a nice cascade called Lata Berembun here, and Liu and Kenji were laughing at me because I was speechless, I was voiceless, I was so tired I couldn't say anything. Somewhere along this trail, just to reiterate how active the wildlife is, I saw some movements on my left in the bushes, okay? And here you see there's some tracks on the ground.
No. Cannot be tapi. No. Tapi is very narrow. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it.
Dramatics aside, those tracks do look like it belonged to tapirs. We arrived at the final river crossing at Sungai Merah with plenty of daylight left. From here on out, it's about 30 minutes away from the end point. My legs were beginning to ache. It's as though I was stepping on thorns with every step that I took. I just wanted to exit quickly and rest. After the river crossing, we plodded on and on and on, and then the landscape seemed very familiar, as though you are about to reach the end of the trail, and then suddenly we saw street lights, and good God, I was so happy that we made it out.
Oh, nampak lampu lah.
Oh, civilization. Ah!
Well done.
Oh my God!
Mission completed.
Whoa! This must be the hydro, the Sungai Geliting.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the hydro. Wait. Do we need to walk on this tar road? What the hell?
I don't think you can come out also. This belongs to the logic IA. You go down.
Haiwan dilindungi.
What's that one?
Tenggiling ah? Landak.
Tenggiling.
Sun
Maybe, I
bear.
think that's Tenggiling.
Yeah, probably, huh? So apparently it's not actually over. We have to walk on this stinking tar road for I don't know how many 100 meters. Shit! I'm fucking tired, yo.
I look around the entrance to the dam.
No
No
one.
one is there, so I just proceed.
But HPA, this is where they started, right?
I don't, yeah. This is the one in Stadium.
You got coverage on your phone?
Apparently, we missed a turn. We were supposed to go through a very small path circumventing the water treatment plant in Sungai Geliting, but we arrived at the end point safe and sound. That is all that mattered. Special thanks to Kelvin Yi from Trailblazer for organizing this hike, and also to our guide Megu and our porter Rahman. You guys are the best. Over and out.